This tutorial will demonstrate how to perform ANOVA in SPSS. ANOVA compares a metric variable across 3 or more groups. ANOVA stands for Analysis of Variance, and it is located here. Although there are several ANOVA tests with different names and modification, one-way ANOVA is the most simple of them, or probably the most useful, and we'll focus only on it for the moment. Let's say I would like, in our data set we have 5 people with 5 levels of education, and let's say I would like to see how people with different levels of education are, if they are more or less likely to purchase different cars. In our dataset we have probabilities for 5 different cars, and I would like to see if these probabilities are the same or different among the people with different education. We'll start with the first probability of buying a one-seater, the smallest car. So we call the Anova function, the Anova test, and level of education becomes our factor. And we know before that there are 5 categories within level of education. Now we would like to compare the probability to purchase a small one-seat hybrid within 3 years, and we'll compare this variable across the 5 levels of education. When I click OK without clicking anything else, SPSS tells me this is the Anova test. The significance level is below 0.05, which means I reject the null hypothesis that all means are equal. That means there is at least one difference. The Anova test doesn't tell us where the difference is. That's why we need to do something else called Post-Hoc Analysis. If we would like the Post-Hoc Analysis to search for where the differences are, we click Post-Hoc Analysis, and typically I would use Bonferroni. There are other tests, other Post-Hoc tests as well. They have different sensitivities, and sometimes Bonferroni might not be able to find a difference, although it is present according to Anova, and I'll demonstrate this just in a moment. So now when I click OK, after I'll run the Anova test again, but then you'll see the Bonferroni test for Post-Hoc Analysis. The first table is Anova. It's a replication. There is one difference, as we can see, and in the second table is the Post-Hoc Analysis, where all possible combinations are performed. In the very first row, let me double click so I can point to specific categories. In the first level, less than high school degree is compared to the other 4 degrees, and if there is a significant difference, it will be indicated here with a value of smaller than 0.05. When we look, we see only one difference of 0.13 between people with high school diploma and people with postgraduate degree, and this is the only difference I see here. So all other people with other educations have this almost identical, statistically equal probability to buy the one-seater, except the people with high school diploma and people with postgraduate degree. We can do something else. I would like to run Anova again, but this time for all 5 probabilities. So I'm going to enter the other 4 probabilities, and now SPSS will run Anova 5 times and Post-Hoc test for each of the 5 Anova tests. Looking, we see that there is a difference. There is significant difference for at least 4 of the category, 4 of the cars, and only for the standard size electric auto, which is the last probability, there is no difference, because we cannot reject the null hypothesis because our significance level is above 0.05. Now we may want to see where those differences are. The first case is a replication of the one which we ran just a moment ago, and we can see that the 0.13 significance level for postgraduate and high school is here, and this is for the one-seed hybrid. Let's look for the others too. For two-seed hybrid car, we see some probabilities, also some significant differences, and this is between people with college degree and less than high school degree. So there is a significant difference between people with those education levels to buy the one-seed hybrid. For the third car, which is the standard size hybrid, we also see some differences. And the fourth car, probability of buying a standard size synthetic fuel auto within 3 years, the Anova test indicated that there would be a significant difference, but when we look, we see that none of the differences actually are significant. That means that the Bonferroni post-hoc test cannot detect a significant difference. So we can call for another test, post-hoc test, which is more sensitive, and I'll do that right now. I'll call the Anova dialog box again. This time I do not want the Bonferroni test, I want the LCD test. LSD test, pardon me. And it is a little more sensitive, it will show more differences, but when we go back to the fourth probability, the probability of buying a standard size synthetic fuel auto within 3 years, we now see some significant differences, which the Bonferroni post-hoc test could not see. And this is how we use post-hoc for Anova.